this episode of GKB, we got a lot of fun stuff to discuss. First of all, we're going to be discussing all of the Minecraft madness that has been going on. We're going to be talking about some insane internet trends that are happening, as well as some brand new horror movies, baby. Let's get to it. I have been absolutely in love with all of the crazy ass Minecraft theater reaction videos that have been going around. If you haven't seen them, oh boy. To bring you up to speed in case you don't know what I'm talking about, Minecraft is a game that inspired a new movie starring Jack Black. Minecraft has an absolutely rabid fan base, and they have shown out in theaters. Unlike Snow White, people actually came to see this movie in droves, and boy are they having a great freaking time. After every line that they know from the game or from YouTube or something like that, after every line that speaks to them, the theater erupts.
I'm Steve. Chicken jockey. Chicken jockey. Chicken jockey.
It seems like every video I watch, it gets crazier and crazier. Like this video of the guy throwing the popcorn straight at the screen. People have been throwing popcorn all over the place. This may be my favorite right here, of this dude just straight up throwing a drink at the screen. These theaters have been absolutely ravaged at the end of it. Here's a little bit of footage of what some of the theaters look like when it's over.
Holy shit. Dude. Someone puked? Where? There's a fucking box. Bro, this cannot be allowed.
Holy shit.
Oh my god, dude. I mean, they're just gonna find it.
Theaters have been getting lectured. They've been pausing the movies so that the staff can lecture the moviegoers.
Oh, people are out of control. The theaters are being trashed. You're throwing food all over. You're screaming. People are complaining. Look at this theater. You are trashing it. You will have to leave if you keep doing this, and you're not getting a refund. The theater is trashed. Watch the movie. Why are you throwing food and screaming? If you do it again, you're going to leave. We're going to stop the movie, and everyone's got to leave. No refund. Come on, guys. Enough already. Be mature and watch the movie, please.
And I just love this one of the kid just literally throwing himself down the steps for whatever reason. I love this. First of all, it's just funny. It's funny as fuck to see this. It's great. Number two, though, I love to see fans get what they want. Because as we know, lately, or for how many years now, Hollywood will take these IPs, will take these beloved things of ours, and then they'll make a movie about it, and it will absolutely suck. They'll change details, they'll manipulate things. So I personally love to see stuff like this, where people are going to the movies and they're having a ball, and they're enjoying their properties. They're enjoying their favorite thing being brought to the big screen and being brought to life the right way. I mean, listen, it's getting a little out of hand with some of the stuff, but at the end of the day, it's all fun and games, baby. Listen, ain't nobody going to the theater anyway, they say, so these theaters should be happy that people are even there. And, you know, people talking about, oh, if I were working there, I wouldn't want to clean this up. I don't mean to offend anybody that works at movie theaters, but like, bro, if you're working at a movie theater, like, what are you really doing? Okay, you're buttering some popcorn. You don't even grab tickets anymore. You just hit them with the boop. You just hit them with that boop. So, you know, you gotta clean an extra rowdy theater when it's done. Who freaking cares? Okay? This is a once-in-a-lifetime experience for these people that they're never gonna have again. They're going to the movies to see their favorite thing on the big screen, and they're showing out, and it has been such a ball to watch. I don't know anything about Minecraft. I don't know I think you have like a pickaxe or something like that, and there's like blocks, and there's like these little characters that go meh, 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 meh. I don't know what they do, but I want to go to the theater to see this with a rowdy crowd just so I can feel it, because I have been watching these videos literally all day. Shout out to my boys Michael, my boy Axel for sending me these. These have been such a little treat. And another treat, speaking of fan service and people getting what they want, I'm getting what I want, and all the Five Nights at Freddy's fans are getting what they want, because we just got the new teaser trailer for Five Nights at Freddy's 2, baby! Yeah! And let me tell you right now, this one looks good. I know it's just a teaser trailer, but one of the gripes I had with FNAF 1, and there weren't many. There was like maybe one or two. But one was there wasn't enough like scare. There wasn't enough action, if you will. And this teaser trailer looked like it was all about the action. The animatronics in this movie, from what they say in the teaser trailer, have escaped the pizza parlor, and they're all over the place. And in this teaser, they're ripping people up, yoking people up by the neck. Freddy's grabbing somebody by the head, pulling them through a window. This looks like it's gonna be such a fun time. The animatronics look like they're finally gonna get out there and grab some people up, eat some people, slice some people, kick some people in the ass, give somebody a rock bottom in the middle of the pizzaplex right through the table. Boom! I'm so excited for this. I didn't actually get to go to the theater to see the last one, but I will be going to the theater, maybe even multiple times, to see FNAF 2. I will not be watching the trailer, like the official trailer. When this drops, I'm not going to watch it because I don't want to know anything else. I know enough. I'm excited enough knowing that the movie's coming out and seeing what I saw of the animatronics yoking people up. The whole cast from the first movie appears to be like they're back, so that I'm happy about. I think Matthew Lillard is obviously going to be back. The whole crew is there, and it looks like there's different animatronics, like the same like Freddy and everybody, but it's different versions of them in this movie. And who knows, maybe we'll get a bunch of new animatronics, and we'll have like this version of Freddy and that version of Freddy, and they're going to be slapping people around. It's going to be freaking epic, dude. And I'm not watching another trailer because I don't want to know anymore, because the problem with today is the trailers give up too much. We're going to be talking about two other horror movies later on in the show, so make sure you stay tuned. One of them we've been looking forward to for a while, but one of them, I really enjoyed how they did the trailer because they didn't give too much away, and we'll get to that later down the line, baby. But later down the line, December, FNAF 2. We also got the trailer for Megan 2.0. I love the first Megan. This one is going to be more of an action movie. Megan is back, and she got to kick another AI robot's ass. That's all I'm going to say about that, is that it looks cool, and everybody seems to be on board with the new direction, with the action take, because listen, I didn't think there needed to be another Megan because I just didn't want to see, like, you know, I just think it would have been like redundant, or, you know, we just didn't need it. But if you're going to switch up the vibe like this, the same way they did with Happy Death Day 2, I think that I'm fully on board for this, and I'm very, very excited. The bitch is back, as they say in the trailer. It's going to be a sick year for horror movies, dude. We got some bangers that already dropped. We got FNAF coming. We got The Conjuring coming. We got Schmegan. We got Final Destination Bloodlines. Yeah, baby. Let me ask you this, though. Okay, I did have this thought while I was in the shower or wherever I was. And I find conjoined twins very fascinating, as I feel like everybody does. And I was wondering to myself, we've asked questions about conjoined twins before on the show, and I was wondering, like, let's say you're a conjoined twin, right? And you're connected at the torso. How lame would it be if your twin was just wanted to get fat, but you didn't want to? Like, what if your conjoined twin was just like totally wanted to get obese, just eating out of control? What if your conjoined twin was eating out of control at all the times, and you're kind of like, hey, how about we do some exercise? Like, I don't want to be fat, you know, like, I don't want to be obese. But what if your twin was just shoveling it down, eating all day, and then you became fat due to the choices of your conjoined twin. How lame would that be, and what can you do? You'd eventually have to start brawling, right? Because you're like, all right, bitch, you had dinner, and now you're having a whole chocolate cake. Boom! You got to start smacking shit out of her hand or his hand, because at a certain point you got to be like, we cannot do this. I don't want to be fat. I'm not saying there's anything wrong with being fat, but what if you didn't want to be fat? Okay, and then your conjoined twin is like, hey, let's stop at Wendy's. And you're like, dude, we ate an hour ago, and then you got to stop, and then they eat like 2 triple doubles. Like, what could you do? You'd have to start fighting. What if you could take them to court? Imagine that. What if you took your conjoined twin to court and you're like, hey, I don't want to be 500 pounds. Like, what if they got you in a chair? You know what I mean? Like, what if your conjoined twin got you straight up blobbing it out in a wheelchair, and you're like, I don't want to be this way. So what can you do? Can you go to Judge Judy? Can you go to Judge Judy and be like, hey, Judy, I don't want to be a big boy. I don't want to be a big girl. Like, what do I do? And Judge Judy's just like, what are you doing? What are you, a fucking moron? Can you put the cheesecake down? Like, what are you talking about? Your conjoined twin is over. You're getting heart disease. What can you do? That would be an insane episode of one of the court shows, is the obese conjoined twins. The other thought that I had was, if you're a conjoined twin and you're guys, right, you're going to want to jerk off. So let's say you share the same cock, right? Who's jerking it off is my question. Because, right, hear me out. You're conjoined twins, right? You're brothers. So if you jerk off the cock, you are jerking off your own penis, but you're also jerking off your brother's penis, which is, number one, gay. Nothing wrong with it, but it is gay. Number two, you're jerking off your brother. So that's incest. So what do? A conjoined twin, one cock. You both want to get off, but who's doing it? In my opinion, you got to do what you got to do, right? So it's got to get done. My thing is, you got to flip the coin, rock, paper, scissors. Who's doing it? You both have to do it, though. It's not just like you both have to do it eventually. Like, hey, maybe, hey, it's your birthday. I'll do it this time. It's your birthday. I'll jerk us off. You know what I mean? Hey, you just won the chess competition. I'll jerk us off tonight. It's a give and take. It's going to have to be a give and take when you're conjoined twins. So if there's any conjoined twins out there, shout out to you. I love you, and I want you guys on the show, because I have these burning questions like, what do you do with the diet? What if the other conjoined twin doesn't want to eat the way you want to do? What if they don't like this? What if they don't like that? It's fascinating to me. What else is fascinating to me? I've been watching for a while now eating disorder videos, like videos of people discussing their eating disorders, because we all know that I've had issues many, many times with food in many, many different ways. So I like to watch these videos to relate a little bit and also learn some things. And one of the things that I'm absolutely fascinated with was these meetups I would hear about. I've never attended these, but I would hear about these meetings that people would do on these eating disorder forums. These mostly women would meet up at a Chinese buffet, eat like crazy, eat like maniacs, get all bloated, and then they'd all go in the parking lot or in the bathroom and throw up together. And let me tell you right now, I've had a lot of fantastic days in my life. That sounds like the best day ever for me, because I love to eat. I love a good buffet. I love to watch people throw up. It is one of the greatest things in the world to me for whatever reason. It always has been. So that sounds like literally the perfect day to me. We go to the buffet, we hang out, we talk about Hello Kitty Island Adventure. Maybe we break out the handheld games. We hang out on the island. We talk about food. We talk about food while we're eating the food. It's just all about food. We talk about all the darkness that's going on in our minds and in our spirits. We chow down, and then we go out and we vomit. I am literally dying to go to one of these. I don't even know if they still do this. They probably don't. This is stuff I heard existed like way back, like maybe like 2003, something like that. I don't know, like around then. So they probably don't even do this right now. But let me tell you right now, I want to be invited. I'm throwing it out there. I'm going to have to manifest this. It's like the equivalent of being invited to the cookout in the black community, I feel like, is being invited to the Chinese buffet by the eating disorder girlies. It'd be amazing. So I had this business idea. If I can't get invited to the eating disorder buffet, why don't I have them come to me? Okay, so hear me out. I'm gonna start this buffet called Binge and Purge. Okay, and it's gonna be specifically catering to the eating disorder girlies, my people. Okay, so you can come in and there's gonna be an extravagant amount of food that you can eat, and then once we're done, we're going to have these vomit stations. You're going to go, there's going to be these buckets, and it's going to be like a carnival game where you go, and you remember the carnival game with the water gun where you spray it into the hole, and then the thing goes up the pole, and whoever gets up first wins? That's what we're going to have, but with vomit buckets. Everybody's going to be blah, 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 and bing, and you're going to win a Hello Kitty plushie or some other fun little toy or something. We'll put your face on the wall. It would be my favorite place to go. I know I've had a lot of business ideas, but I think this is my favorite one. There's going to be food everywhere. There's going to be vomit everywhere. We're getting together, the Binge and Purge buffet. Everybody's invited, okay? Just no judgment. We don't need any of that at our establishment. You will be kicked out. Now, let's talk about what's going on the internet right now. My feed is just destroyed. My feed is absolutely toxic. It is in the gutter right now, okay? Number one, the absolute proliferation of Down syndrome thirst trap videos. Have you seen this? This is basically videos of women either in tight clothing, in revealing clothing, twerking, or just doing something provocative with the Down syndrome filter on their face. I didn't even know there was a Down syndrome filter to put on your face. I was looking for it after I started investigating this. I cannot find a way to put a Down syndrome filter. They must have got the patent for this. I don't know, because I can't find it. But yeah, pretty much women are putting up these videos, or I don't know if guys are taking the videos and then putting the filter on it. But basically, it's them doing something kind of provocative, and they're like, would you give me a chance even though I'm a girl with Down syndrome? Or they're like, will you still love me? Like, am I still lovable even though I have Down syndrome? Which is crazy to say. Like, why would you not be able to love somebody with Down syndrome? That's rude as hell, okay? And the other thing is, obviously, if you go in the bio, it's linking to an OF or some kind of site where you can buy their porn or their pictures. Now, I do a lot of research for the show, but that's one piece of research I have not done. I have not dove in deep into the Down syndrome girl OF. Like, I haven't, because you got to pay. I don't really feel like paying for that, because I'm wondering if when you go on the OF, do they still have the Down syndrome filter on? I would assume so. I would imagine so, but I'm not entirely sure if that's the case. But you guys are freaking wilding right now, dude. Like, who's making this and who's consuming this? You guys have to see the comments on this. People like, oh yeah, baby, I would definitely give you a shot, mommy. Like, yo, you so bad. Like, you so beautiful. Don't let anybody stop your shine. And you know what that means? That just means they're jerking it with the other hand while typing that with the other hand. It's sick. It's depraved. Like, what is wrong with you guys, bro? You guys are wild. And who came up with this idea? Like, who's like, you know what people want to see? A Down syndrome thirst trap. And my favorite one, and I've been putting them on the screen, by the way, as I'm talking about this. I'm going to put this one on the screen right now, is the midget Down syndrome thirst trap. So now these are like, even though I'm a midget and I got Down syndrome, would you still smash? Or even though I'm a midget and I got Down syndrome, am I still lovable? And I'm like, bro, what? Like, what's next? What disability is next that they're gonna exploit for the OF, dude. We're gonna have to do a deep dive and see if the AI Down syndrome filter is on the OF pages, because I truly have to know now that I'm discussing it with you. I truly have to know. My other favorite thing is the Freak Bobs. Have you seen the Freak Bobs? This is totally out of control. But now, you want to talk about a proliferation. There has been an endless amount of videos where people are making SpongeBob, Patrick, Squidward, Mr. Krabs all fuck.
Oh my god! Oh my god!
People are making well done videos of SpongeBob piping down Patrick, Patrick piping down SpongeBob.
It's laundry day, Gary!
The one where Mr. Krab calls SpongeBob and he's jerking off on the phone.
I'll get it, Gary! Hello, SpongeBob's house. SpongeBob speaking.
Oh my god! Oh my god, I'm about to buzz! Oh my god!
Who thought about this? But this is my favorite, dude. I cannot get enough of these. These are so freaking funny, dude. I just hope these don't end up on the wrong feeds. That's the only thing I'm a little wary of, is like these getting put out there. Hopefully these don't get in the wrong on the wrong feeds. But my feed is absolutely destroyed. Shout out to my man Freak Bob, freaking it down a Bikini Bottom. It's just, speaking of freak-a-leaks, yo, I can't wait to talk about this. Let's get into the horror movie section right now. So, I have been dying to watch this movie called The Rule of Jenny Penn. I saw the trailer online, and the trailer really didn't give much, which is why I loved it and why I was intrigued, because I didn't know what was going on. All I knew is that it was set in a nursing home or an assisted living facility. So I finally got to watch it on Shudder. The Rule of Jenny Penn is about a retired judge named Stefan, who recently had a stroke, and now he's placed in an assisted living facility. In this said assisted living facility is also the villain of the story, David Creeley. And this dude is an absolute freak-a-leak, okay? Dave basically walks around at night in the nursing home, terrorizing everybody, going into people's rooms and tormenting them physically, mentally, and even sexually. And that's all I'm going to give for the synopsis of the story. Let me tell you right now, the first thing I will say that everybody notes about this movie is the tone and the feeling of this movie. It is dark, it is depressing, and there is pretty much no levity to this movie. I don't remember one time that was geared to make you laugh. There were definitely times where I enjoyed something that was going on, and I don't want to give any spoilers. There will be no spoilers in this review, but it's just all darkness. It's all darkness. The number one thing I loved about this movie was John Lithgow, a.k.a. Dave Creeley in the movie, the villain of the story that's going around and just tormenting everybody. I cannot remember the last time I absolutely hated, and I mean viscerally hated, a character in a movie. I despised this guy while watching him, but I was also glued to the freaking screen. John Lithgow's performance was incredible, okay? The guy just makes you hate him, and you just feel bad for all the other people that he's tormenting. He's grabbing people's colostomy bags and ripping them out. One of the best scenes that illustrated his power on the nursing home was when they were doing some kind of dance. Like, all the seniors were in the living room and they were just dancing, having a good time to the radio. And here comes Dave Creeley with this creepy puppet on his hand, by the way. I forgot to mention that he has this creepy-ass puppet on his hand that he also uses as an instrument to torment people. So Dave goes in the middle of the room, in the center of everybody dancing around, and just creates an epic mosh pit. He's slapping people around. He's stepping on people's toes, pushing people around, and nobody fought back. Everybody just cleared the way and left. And these are the kind of moments that I kind of found funny. It's just like, wow, like what a douche, you know what I mean? But this was light work compared to the stuff he did in the movie. So this movie really dives into different aspects of horror and plays on different fears, like the fear of aging and the horrors that comes with that, the fear of losing your mental faculties, the fear of losing your physical mobility. And that's what this dude Dave is preying on, because he's in a position where all his stuff is pretty much intact. Even though he's elderly, he's preying on the weak of the nursing home, and it absolutely just makes you sick to watch. The editing in this movie, phenomenal. The music in this movie, I thought they had just great choices with all of the pieces of music that they chose. Just everything about this movie was top notch, and I cannot truly find one thing wrong with this movie. From the story to the tone to the editing to the acting. Not only was John Lithgow great, but the guy that played Stefan was great. Stefan's roommate was great. Everybody really brought their A game to this movie in every aspect, and that's why this movie is a straight 5 out of 5. For those who may have watched it, my favorite scenes were the 2 scenes that involved David's inhaler. And that's all I'm going to say about that, because I don't want to ruin anything. But yeah, this is literally a perfect movie, in my opinion. I've watched it twice now. I'm going to watch it again and again and again. I've heard from people online that they never want to see this movie again because it made them sick, it made them depressed. And although it did that to me, it's just a fucking great watch in every single way. Make sure you see The Rule of Jenny Penn. It's on streaming services now, baby. Now it's finally time to talk about Screamboat. As you know, if you're a fan of the show, Pasty and I have been chronicling all of the Mickey Mouse inspired horror movies that have come out over the last couple of months. We talked about Mousetrap, we talked about Mouse of Horrors, but now it's finally time to talk about the movie that has been brought to you by the producers of Terrifier and the Mean One, Screamboat. We just came from seeing the new horror movie, Screamboat. I've been anxiously awaiting this movie. As some of you may know, it is a Mickey Mouse inspired horror movie. This movie is about Steamboat Willie, a little mutant mouse that is terrorizing and murdering the crew and the riders of the Staten Island Ferry in New York. And let me just say that is the first thing that I really enjoyed about the movie, was the story and the setting of the movie. I've ridden the Staten Island Ferry more times than I can count. I've been in that terminal more times than I can count. So it was just fun seeing people get slaughtered, mangled, and murdered on the Staten Island Ferry. I really liked a specific choice that they made in this movie, and that was making Steamboat Willie like 1 foot tall. They made him the size of a mutant mouse, or what a mutant mouse you would think it would be. Now, I'm not going to give any spoilers. That's the only spoiler I'm going to give here. But that was the other thing I enjoyed. It made the movie fun. And that's pretty much the word that I would use to sum up this movie. It was a fun movie. It felt like one of those sci-fi original horror movies, but just with a little bit of a bigger budget. The kills were gruesome. They were gory. They were fun. My favorite kill, I'm not going to say exactly, but it was the one in the locker room. If you know, you know. I think they did a good job of making it cartoony, making it fun, making it wacky. And that's where they went right as well, is the tone of the movie. They didn't take themselves too serious like the other Mickey Mouse inspired horror movies. You know, they wanted to make it dark and twisted and scary, but it's just, I mean, it's hard to do that. So I think they did a good job with the tone. They made it fun. They added a backstory to Steamboat Willie, which I thought was good, because in the other Mickey Mouse horror movies, the backstory was just like weird, or you just didn't really understand it or whatever. But I think they did a solid job. They incorporated Walt Disney in there. They couldn't say his name, but they incorporated Walt Disney. And yeah, I think it was a solid job. The only thing I really didn't like, and I've already expressed this in a previous podcast, was the look of Steamboat Willie. Although I liked the height that they made him, I don't like the actual character design, the coloring and the face. And I'm sure, you know, David Thornton did a great job, but I think they should have done like the big black eyes and the white face and made him more cartoonish. Other than that, this was a silly, wacky, gory horror movie that I'm going to give a 3 out of 5. It is definitely worth the watch, and it is definitely better than any of the Mickey Mouse inspired horror movies that we've seen thus far. And speaking of seeing those movies, my friend Pasty here has seen all of the other Mickey Mouse horror movies that I've seen. I forced him to watch them. What did you think of this?
I thought it was pretty good, especially compared to the other Mickey Mouse movies. I too appreciated the backstory because the other movies, you're like, okay, this is some random mouse or random thing that's just killing people. And I like the height, and I like the fact that they did it was a Mickey Mouse like voice.
That's right.
The other ones, I mean, I don't have any idea what they had to do with Mickey Mouse.
It just had the look.
Yeah, and I mean, they're doing Steamboat Willie, and it took place on the ferry, so they're on a boat,
Right.
Which I thought was great, and I don't think this is giving too much away. I mean, occasionally the mouse was acting like a cartoon character.
Yeah.
Dancing and at inappropriate times, and I thought it was good. I would give it a 3, but the other movies are so abysmal. I mean, they don't even rank on the scale compared to this. And like you said, they didn't take themselves seriously.
No.
It's always seems like a wink and a nod all the way through the movie.
Right.
And my favorite characters were the party girls, and my favorite kill has to do with 2 of those party girls.
Yes.
We got them both at the same time. Oh, what? It was a little long.
That's right.
It was a little long. They could have shaved it down a little bit.
The only other nitpick I have was they did play the Steamboat Willie theme song in the movie, which I liked. I did enjoy that. They had the whistling, they had the Steamboat Willie song, but they played a specific version of the song in the trailer that I really liked that they kept out of the movie. I have no idea why, but it's in the trailer. You can hear it like at the end of the original trailer, and I was like, oh, this is a great track. And they didn't put it in. Good stuff. Go check out Screamboat. I think you're going to enjoy it. And now, sadly, it's time to acknowledge some celebrity deaths. Starting off with Val Kilmer, a.k.a. Batman in Batman Forever. Maybe my favorite Batman movie of all time, and he may be my favorite Bruce Wayne of all time. I watched that movie repeatedly as a kid, and I know that Val Kilmer is known for many other roles. I think he was in Top Gun. He was in some other movies that my dad was talking about today. It's very sad to hear because I know for a long time that he had been struggling with health issues. I know that he had got throat cancer a long time ago, and he's been struggling for many years, and I think he was in his 60s. He's about 60-something when he died, which is still relatively young, man. It's sad to see. I know that Tom Cruise said some very nice things about him, and, I just want to say that Val Kilmer will always live in my heart as one of, if not, the greatest Batmans and Bruce Waynes ever, man. And I saw some people sharing that sentiment online. It's sad to see, but rest in peace, Val Kilmer. Also, I would like to acknowledge the death of L.J. Smith, the author of The Vampire Diaries, which spawned one of my favorite shows of all time with the same name. L.J. Smith sadly passed away at 66 from what I'm not aware of at this point. I don't know what she died of, but she did pass away. Now, as these things usually go, I had actually never read one of the Vampire Diaries books. I always told myself that I would, but obviously when I saw the headline of her passing, I decided I was going to buy one of the books and start the series, and boy, was I not disappointed at all. I'm getting through the book right now, and let me tell you, I was a big fan of the show, but now I feel like I'm going to be a big fan of LJ's series. It seems darker to me. There's a lot of things that are different with the characters, how the characters behave, what characters are in there. I think she did a phenomenal job with the story that she's telling, at least where I am in the book. As I said, it seems like a darker story. They're doing blood rituals in the cemetery. Just the way she's setting everything up right now, I am enthralled with the book. I know that LJ was not the author of the Vampire Diaries after a while. She was relieved of her duties at about book number 7, I believe, due to creative differences, which is sad because you never like to see that. You want the author to finish it off and see their vision through, but I guess once the show came on, they started maybe telling her what to do. She was like, I ain't doing that. And she did not own the series. She was contracted to write the series for whatever publisher, so they relieved her of her duties, sadly, and she did not continue them. So we'll see. If I get down the line and see, if I start reading those books, I'll see if there's a change, if they get lame or whatever. But she's also responsible for a bunch of other books. I was looking into some of her other series, like The Secret Circle, which I also have on my list because it sounds good. R.I.P. to LJ Smith. You will be missed, and thank you truly for the Vampire Diaries, baby. I've been laying in the dark, listening to it in the middle of the night, having a ball. R.I.P. And there you go. That's the end of the show. Let me know if you've seen any of the horror movies. Let me know if you're a Vampire Diaries fan, and let me know if you're going to head up to the buffet. Let me know if you're a conjoined twin. All of that in the comment section below, baby. Peace and love. See you next time.